Alright, so in this episode, Madarame gets handed his calling card. I don't know how much he knows about the Phantom Thieves, but Madarame's already shitting in his pants about it. I mean, he's looking at that letter as if he got it from the Mafia. And from his perspective, how does he know this just isn't some prank done by one of his former students? I guess those old bowels of his are ready to run over the slightest bit of pressure.
Hell, motherfucker, they coming to get me!
This place looks like it has cameras, so I don't know how Yusuke or anyone else in the Phantom Thieves went around putting these calling cards up and didn't get caught. Gotta be at least 1 star. Madarame. Now, while Mona's supposed to nab the treasure, Fox is there for support, and it's Joker's job to work the crane. I'm surprised they trust Joker to actually work the crane. He's got a history of spacing out during fights, and he has a bad drug habit. Prescribed cocaine, so I guess it's not as bad. So we head back to the interrogation room. Is Joker really telling her everything we just saw? I'd really like to see that conversation play out. I mean, what did he even say to her exactly? So what you have to understand is, when we went into the palace, my cat transformed into a bigger cat, and then we put our cat on the crane, and then we took the painting. I think any real lawyer at this point would have just got fed up and said, hey, when you're ready to talk to me, let me know, alright? While they're running off with the treasure, Morgana has to stop and take a look at it because he has no self-control. Then they find out that they actually been given a fake.
Ah! I'm pissed, damn it!
Now that I think about it, Shadow Madarame is the only one who pulled a fast one like this. No other palace ruler decided to trick the Phantom Thieves. Not even Shido. And I think he would have been the kind of guy who would have replaced his treasure with the bomb. Surprised he didn't. I mean, it's a 2 for 1. Get rid of the Phantom Thieves and protect your treasure. More of them should have done that. Now Shadow Madarame comes up from behind to let the guys know just how much they messed up. Shows off his real treasure. The real Sayori. Sees the baby that's in this picture that wasn't in the last one, so they all want to know about it. Now the shadows, in some sort of way, I guess are the person's true self. So I guess that's why, just like Kamoshida, Madarame can't help but snitch on himself for some reason. Now honestly, I think this is just a way so they can make the second villain in the game even with the first. Because Madarame in the beginning didn't even seem like he was that bad. Sure, he was an asshole for taking advantage of his students, but watching someone die and taking advantage of that, now he's a real big piece of shit. I'm surprised they didn't even double down on it. I'm surprised they didn't have Madarame put a pillow on her head just to make sure she was dead. Madarame lets Yusuke know that he really didn't give a fuck, because even though he had multiple duplicates, he didn't even paint over one of them. He painted over the original version. Yusuke ready to kill. Madarame transforms into portrait mode to give the team their second boss battle. Now personally, I never really liked this boss, or at least the way it looked. The only boss that I think looks worse than this one in Persona 5 is the Okumura robot boss. I mean, the Kamoshida boss looked a hell of a lot cooler to me. A giant purple demon with sheep horns. It looked like something else straight out of Catherine. Madarame in his portrait mode is actually a hell of a lot more dangerous than he looks, even as a weaker form of Amaterasu. This boss battle is just Madarame just bukkake everything and everyone with that black paint. And obviously An's first. Madarame has some spare paint over to the side. I guess just in case he wanted to roll reverse and he wanted to be the bottom at one point. And besides, Yusuke is the one that's gonna have to use the paint while they go and fight Madarame head on as a diversion.
We gonna rock, then we gonna fall, then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya.
Now after they beat his ass back into his first room, he starts pleading for his life to Yusuke.
You are unforgivable.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you over the sound of me myself.
I'll gun you down, pulling the trigger.
Not surprised no one even jumped in, just to make sure that Yusuke didn't kill him. And were they really just gonna leave it up to chance? As far as I know, Yusuke doesn't even know what happens if you kill the shadow version of a person. And Madarame was real close to getting Okumura right there. That would have given the Phantom Thieves almost no moral high ground over Goro. Almost, cause he did those on purpose, but still not much, cause he's pretty. Hey, speaking of Goro, we actually get a Goro scene. Really brief, but it helps with our fix. We get what we needed. But at the same time, we get the Madarame confession.
Crying like a bitch.
And Madarame does admit to all the plagiarism that he did, which he should. But he doesn't say anything about Yusuke's mom, or the seizure, or the borderline murder that he committed. I guess even Madarame having his treasure stolen, he was still smart enough to keep that under wraps. Might be able to come back after a plagiarism scandal, maybe, but not after a murder. After all this, we found out that Yusuke is pretty much homeless now. But he's got a backup plan. He plans to move in with An. Now, I still haven't figured this out. Did Yusuke think that this was gonna work in his favor because he's that socially inept? Or did he really think he was sexy enough to get in Ann's house that easily? I mean, was he thinking to himself, man, I'll just go to the underground mall, get her that Uchimachi flan, and I'll be in there today. He gets shot down, shockingly. Luckily for Yusuke, Morgana's got his back, and he actually decides to move him into your house. That isn't your house, that belongs to Sojiro. This is funny because Run looks like he really wants to say no, but he doesn't want to look like an asshole. But I'm pretty sure Run's thinking to himself, if this guy's not out in a month, he's gonna have to sell that paint and move out on his own. But it ends up being completely cool with Sojiro. He even lets them go upstairs to have an initiation and indoctrination party, because they have to confirm Yusuke's ideals and see if they match up with their own. And if they don't, well, at least make them conform over to their way of thinking.
The world is rotting, and those who are making it rot deserve to die. I'll change the world.
It's at this point where I realize that Yusuke's actually a much stronger person on the inside than what he actually comes off as. Now, because to have someone who's essentially your father figure who raised you for your entire life, just to let you know that he let your mother die right in front of him so he could cash out on it, that is something that is life-shattering to a person, and Yusuke's taking it pretty well considering. Now, Yusuke can endure all that, but one night in that attic is actually too much for him, and he decides to leave the next day. The reason that he gives for leaving is that he says he wants to go out and socialize a little bit more. I'm not buying it. Someone as pretty as Yusuke, he probably wants to leave the attic because it thinks it's gonna give him bad skin. Nah, but who knows? That's just my crackpot theory.